1 year after the release of Elden Ring that swept the games industry, FromSoft drops another banger with Armored Core 6. Let's talk about it. Now, what is Armored Core? Well, it's a mech game where you pilot your giant freaking robot called an Armored Core, get it, through a series of missions as you accumulate new pieces for your mech, your AC, swap pieces in and out according to the combat situation that you're in, and accomplish a variety of objectives and missions. And the game also has multiplayer, but I haven't touched that myself. And I'm a few hours into this game, so let's talk about my first impressions, and why I'm loving Armored Core 6 so much right now. Now, I played a lot of the Armored Core games back in the day. I didn't touch the single player, but I touched the multiplayer quite a bit with my cousin back in the day. We did 1v1s all the time and customized our mechs to our own specifications and color schemes that we liked, and it added a sense of individuality to your mech, to your AC, and that carries over here into Armored Core 6 in a lot of great ways. Now, when you start the mission, you'll start off in an introductory mission, where you learn the ropes of piloting your AC as you combat various threats that are rather straightforward and easy. But then it culminates in a battle against a helicopter, and that fight is a freaking journey in of itself. It's not too mechanically complex, but acts as an interesting introduction to the game and how these kind of mini boss fights or boss fights operate. And it also reminds you you're playing a FromSoft game, you're going to die. Took me about 3 tries to down him my first try, and now this is unlike the Soulsborne games that came before it. While yes, healing operates on a similar principle, where you have 3 healing items that you can use for the entirety of the mission, the game itself is very different, and if you're unaccustomed to it, it may take a mission or two for you to get the ropes. Each mission has an objective. That objective may be to destroy helicopters, or clear the map of all foes, or take on a giant freaking mining operation. The scale in this game is immaculate, it's incredible. The story itself is rather lackluster, where you kind of operate just on voices that you hear over comms and radios to guide you on your way. But the meat and potatoes here, and the thing that I gravitated to so much and absolutely adore, is the gameplay. Because the gameplay for Armored Core 6 is so silky smooth, fun, and shockingly deep. Your mobility options are varied, and you feel like you're piloting a mech, but it doesn't fall into the pitfall a lot of games fall into when they give you a giant robot to play as, where the mechanics are a little too simple or you move too slowly. Au contraire. You move at the speed of like Sonic the Hedgehog with this thing. You have boosters, you have thrusters, you have quick boost. You have a freaking charge attack that you can essentially shoulder tackle into an enemy if you want. You have multiple different ways to navigate the map and to navigate around your enemies, to dodge mechanics, to utilize the map itself as cover or as additional mobility, because there are catapults scattered throughout some of these missions that you can use to maneuver around the map. It's great. The game understands that you are controlling a freaking giant robot and is going to give you the tools necessary to interact with the world and interface with the game so that you can feel like you're piloting a freaking giant robot. And when you beat a mission, you normally unlock an additional component that you can equip to your mech or buy in the shop. You have training missions, which gives you those parts that I just mentioned, but you can also unlock new inventory in the shop to purchase or sell, to customize your mech to the specifications that you want, as each individual component has its own array of stats that you can min-max or just pick whatever looks cool if you want. And I'm only a few hours in, but the variety of options is shockingly deep. You have different types of weapons that maneuver or interact against different types of enemies differently. You have different legs already that can maneuver you around the map in different ways, give you additional jumps with no cost to your stamina or EN in this game. The game is shockingly customizable, especially if you're unfamiliar with the Armored Core formula. Because you'll play that first introductory mission and be like, okay, I kind of understand the ropes here, and then it's going to throw you all of these different pieces of equipment that just expand your repertoire of what you are capable of doing. The game's not going to hold your hand. It's not going to say, hey, maybe you should go for this build. It will let you experiment and play to a style that you like. If you want to, you can go dual bazooka, or dual gun, or mix and match, or you can have a sword for melee attacks. And if you pick that sword, it can also utilize your charge attack in a different way. You can have lock-on missiles on your shoulders, or plasma cannons, or rifles, or whatever. And again, I'm only like 3 or 4 hours into the game. I'm not that far into it, and the depth of complexity and the customization is truly something that's going to add a lot of depth and replayability to this game. Because I know we have not even scratched the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the customization on offer in this game. I know that there's other types of ACs that you can utilize, like one with 4 legs, or a tank one, where you, instead of having legs, have freaking tank treads. That's cool. It's Armored Core, and the fact that you have a mech, it's customizable. You can customize each individual component and swap out different things to suit your playstyle or what the situation may be calling for. Maybe your loadout doesn't fit the encounter you're doing. So maybe you want to try things out differently. Maybe instead of the sword, you want to try, say, dual machine gun. Maybe that's a playstyle that's more up your alley or fits the situation better. Or maybe you just have to play differently. One of the things that I had to get over within the first couple of hours was I was playing two-dimensionally. I wasn't jumping up and getting airtime as much or as effectively as I should. And once I started to do that, a lot of other mechanics that seemed kind of unavoidable became, hey, this now is manageable. Okay, because I may have a problem, I went and played some more between what you just heard from me and right now. I did a bunch of the replay missions where you can go for a rank. First of all, some of that is kind of BS, right? Like, I tore through an entire mission. Absolutely blew through it like a hot knife through butter. And I got an A rank of all things. Yeah, me? An A rank? No shot. But it also went to really show me and prove the point that this game is so customizable for each situation. My god, one of the mini-bosses, which was the tetrapod, in the mission where you have to go and destroy the helicopters, in that mission, you fight a tetrapod. That fight took me so long on stream with kinetic weapons. Oh my god, I have to like outmaneuver them and everything. I rock up with a plasma rifle, plasma grenades, and a plasma cannon, and I tear through this thing in like 45 seconds, a minute if I can't count. I expected this fight to last me a few minutes, and all of a sudden it just happened to die. And it goes to show you just how much of this game can be found within customizing your mech. And I love that for it, because your mech is an extension of the sandbox at your disposal. You have the tools at your disposal. You have to be cognizant and understand which tool belongs for certain roles. And it's so good, because yes, you can do that fight with kinetic weapons, or you can rock up with a bunch of plasma and tear through it. It's so good! And I like how the game rewards you for actually going back to try your best and get higher ranks. It gives you credits that you can utilize to buy different pieces for your mech, to upgrade it, to enhance it, to give you more tools in your repertoire. It just seems like each component of the game works off of each other, and the reward structure is extremely player forward. It gives you a pool of credits that you can utilize to purchase and buy and create the mech of your choosing at your own pace. It's fun and rewarding, and again, I'm only a few hours into this game. From Software have done it again, and not just making a good game. A lot of companies can make a good game. FromSoft has now demonstrated that they have a lot of range. Like, yes, they made incredible games before Dark Souls and Demon Souls. I'll agree, I loved Armored Core back in the day, but they're proving that they still can. They came out just last year with Elden Ring, a game that would go on to win Game of the Year through numerous outlets. And then the year afterwards, drop this. I mean, they're just on a roll recently. They really are. Like, I just want to play more Armored Core. And that's how you know a game is really good, when it makes you want to play it even more. Because I'm just thinking about all the cool stuff that could be down the line. I haven't even unlocked the other mech forms, the other ACs, the tetrapod, the tank pod. I still have to unlock those, customize those. All the other weapons. I haven't even gotten Gatling guns yet. It's the hallmark of a well-constructed game when you just want to play more. And me, myself, I'm very story focused. I love a good narrative in a game, and generally when there isn't a narrative to keep me interested, I normally bow out of a game after a bit. And the story is very bare bones in this game, but still, my god, the gameplay loop is just so satisfying. And I will never understand the people that say this game looks like a PS3 game. No freaking shot, this game is gorgeous. The scale of some of these encounters, oh my god. Like that one fight where the entire mission takes place with you scaling the back of some giant robot structure. You break off a piece of it to climb up it, to leap onto the other part to destroy a giant laser beam. It's so cool! That is what Armored Core 6 is. It's rule of cool done right, with player agency, putting the ability to choose and customize and tackle the game how you wish in the player's hands. And that is what Armored Core 6 excels at doing. It's such a lovely delight of a game to just enjoy. And with that, I think I'll call the video there for the day. Thank you all for tuning in. My pleasure for making the video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out and helps support future content, and I greatly appreciate it. Stay safe, have a great day, go play some video games if you can, and as always, I'll see you all next time. Bye bye everybody, until we meet again.